Welcome back to the Frank James channel. Now you, my dear viewer watching, you probably have goals, aspirations, things that you want to go after in life, an idea of who you want to be in the future. And this video is going to talk about how your personality type, whichever one of the 16 Myers-Briggs personalities you are, that personality type is going to get in your way. I'm going to talk about how each of the personalities kind of get in their own way, can kind of prevent themselves from moving forward and achieving what they want in life. So if you want to figure out how your particular personality type may very well be causing obstacles in your path towards the life you want, stay tuned. I'm going to talk all about it. But first, before we get into that, let me tell you about this video's sponsor. It's an app called Fabulous, the #1 self-care app to help you build better habits and achieve your goals. I think you're going to love this app. It's all about helping you create new habits or drop existing bad habits. It has all different kinds of habits, from as simple as drink more water. That's what I've been doing recently. I'm starting simple. Drink water when I wake up. And then you just go in there and you click, yes, I did it today. And it's like, wow, good job. But it could be bigger things like I want to exercise every day, or maybe I read, or I meditate, or whatever. So if you need some help building healthier habits in your daily life, or you need to break some bad habits, Fabulous is a great tool. It's based on behavioral science, it's personalized to what you want to get out of it, and you go at your own pace. It's not pushing you. Don't delay, start building that new habit today. The first 100 people who click the link in the description will get a week-long trial of Fabulous Premium and 25% off their subscription. Pretty cool app. Thanks to Fabulous for sponsoring this video. Okay, let's get started. Let's talk about the EJ types. Now, these types, I feel like, tend to be very successful just in a general stereotypical way, especially the ESTJ and ENTJ. They just get stuff done. I think a lot of it is they're good at getting a team together, assembling people, getting them to work together toward a common goal. ESTJ and ENTJ just good at driving a bunch of people towards whatever end point they're trying to get to, getting results. They might not be happy about it, but they're getting there. The ESFJ and ENFJ, good at getting people, the camaraderie of the group, people feeling good about working together. Might not be doing it the most efficient way and getting results as quickly, but they're doing it. So then what is the issue? What is the obstacle with these types? Well, I think what it is that they are so focused on the outside world, specifically what all the people around them are telling them, that when they are moving towards these goals, whatever they are suppressing their inner voice, whether it is what they feel and what's important to them with the ENTJ and ESTJ, or what they think is the correct path to go down for the ESFJ and ENFJ. The problem with that is that they might realize as they are going down a certain path, it's like, I just did what everyone around me told me to do. Like I just did what I thought would get some results, what would make people happy. And there's really none of me in this. It's just me kind of, yeah, sure, it might seem to the outside world that I am getting results, I am having some success here, but it just doesn't mean anything to me. And this can get these types stuck. They're like, what am I even doing? So the people who are EJs, who are able to like have sustained, continued success and really go for something and achieve what they want in life, are able to step back and listen to that inner voice, to not just be totally beholden to that outside extroverted world, but to really tap into what they want. What is their identity and who are they? That's a very scary thing for EJs, to be like, who am I? What does that mean for which direction I go in the world? The EJs don't necessarily want to be thinking that way. They feel like that's not right. I have to think about what's going to get stuff done in the outside world. What matters to other people? What does everyone else think is the right path to go down? So for all you EJs out there, start thinking about, who am I? What is my identity? How do I really put myself and what I want and the right path for me into what I'm doing? And sometimes it might mean putting the brakes on, like not just getting started on something right away, but really thinking about, what do I want? On the other side of that, we have the IP types who have the opposite problem, where they're just too stuck on what they want, what they feel is right, what they think is right. That's what gets them stuck. The IP types, I think the stereotype is that they have a lot of great ideas, but they don't necessarily get stuff done. And a lot of it has to do with, whereas the EJs and the IJs might get started a little too fast on stuff. It's like, I have a great idea, let me start working on it now, get some results in the outside world. The IP types are like, let me think about this a bit more. Let me gather in a little bit more information and just, see how I'm feeling about it or what I'm thinking about it, and really let it marinate up there in my brain. I hear from so many IP types, and a lot of the issue they have is like, there's all this stuff I want to do and I just don't do it. I think about it a lot. And this comes from the IPs having this big imbalance of the introverted inner world, which is what they're all about. For the ISFP and INFP, what do I feel and what do I think is important? For the INTP and ISTP, it's like, what do I think is logical and what's gonna work for me? Getting it to work in the outside world, or getting other people on board with it and making them happy about what I'm trying to do, don't care. I'm not responsible for that. For the ISFP and INFP, it's like, how do I just get some results in the real world, even if I don't feel like this is, the greatest thing, and even though I might, my emotions might be getting in the way, it's like, how do I just get something done? Then with the INTP and ISTP, they have a lot of brilliant ideas about like stuff they can do, the way they can get stuff to work, the path they want to go down, but they might often forget, like, it has to be of value to everyone else. Like, if you really want to accomplish things that matter in the world, it's got to matter not just to you, but to everyone else around you in general in the world. So for all these types, the IP types, you gotta think less about what matters to me, what do I think is going to work, what interests me, and think about getting results in the outside world. What do other people like? What do they value? What's going to bring value to them? And also, what's just going to get results in the outside world? What is logical to everyone else? Maybe I can try a bit of that, even if I'm not feeling it myself. And in general, for the IP types, it's just like doing something, just like taking action before you maybe feel ready. And while we're here, let's stop momentarily, support this channel, and see if YouTube would like to show a commercial. Thanks for sitting through that. Speaking of which, the EP types, man, they also deal with that issue where it's like, I'd rather just go from thing to thing. I'd rather keep seeing what's out there, keep my options open before I really settle on a path that I'm gonna go down. And you can see that's like not a good way to go about moving towards success in life. It is the nature of the EP types to want to always find something new. For the ENFP and ENTP, it's like, how do I just find new intuitive abstract ideas that I like, or that I think are cool, that I find interesting, and how do I just keep gathering those in? And for the ESTP and ESFP, it's like, how do I find new things and new experiences that I like and that are interesting to me? And the problem is, they don't want to stop and stay in one spot and just start building there. It's especially tough for the ENTP and ENFP because they are intuitive. They don't like to just stop and start building something step by step in the real world. That's really tough for them, and that's a big obstacle. You'll see them get started, they'll put down one block, put down another block, and they'll be like, ooh, there's something else that seems more interesting. Let me go see what that's all about. And when you're going for a goal, you need to have a plan, right? And you need to be organized. And the EPs are like, why? Why should I do that? I feel like I'm pretty good at just going with the flow and taking life as it comes. Especially the ESTP and ESFP, they're like, I don't want to have to plan out the future. Like I'm good at just going bit by bit. The other thing is they don't want to come up with like a way of working smarter rather than harder. I think the ESTP and ESFP are good at grinding it out, which is a good thing, but they could be so much quicker to where they want to go if they could tap into some of that intuition, which is a problem for them, which is like, how do I kind of circumvent the real world and doing stuff here, plan it out a bit and make some leaps forward and make my work more efficient. It's a bit of a struggle for them. So for all these EP types, it's a matter of just learning to stop for a second, stop looking for new stuff, and just stay where you are and figure out a way to build right now in the place that you are towards your goal. For the ENTP and ENFP, it's a matter of like, okay, how do I get all my ducks in a row? How do I get really organized with all this garbage? You know, in the real world, that's so stupid. But you got to do it. For the ESFP and ESTP, it's about like a bit more of how do I plan about the future? How do I find a way to work more efficiently rather than grinding all the time? Now we move on to the IJ types, who have the problem of being a bit too narrowly focused, a bit too restrictive. You have the ISTJ and ISFJ, who are like, I have a good procedure. I'm good at doing my routine, working bit by bit towards something. But then the issue is like, when new ideas come at them, it's like, oh, this could actually be really good. This is, you know, I'm thinking outside the box with how we can move towards this. They're like, no, I don't want to do that. Meanwhile, the INTJ and INFJ, they're like, I've got a great plan for how to move forward. I figured it all out, how I can just work efficiently. I've got a system set up. It's great. And then reality comes along and is like, actually, here's this new variable that you didn't account for, and then the INFJ and INTJ are like, oh no, this is like the worst thing that's ever happened. So these types need to be able to dip more into the ability to kind of roll with the punches, to go with the flow, to take in the new changing landscape around them, whether it be like the new ideas that are intuitive that the ISTJ and ISFJ have issues with accepting, or with the INFJ and INTJ, just like, what's happening? Like, what are the actual things that are happening now that we didn't account for? And for these types, it's like a bit of letting go of control. That's the issue that these types have, is they want to have so much control over everything that they become overly rigid, and they can't adapt as quickly as some of the other types. So what they really need to do is to realize, okay, as things are changing, I can't have control over all of it. I can have control over some things, and then there are other things I just kind of gotta let go. And I gotta, instead of trying to work my way around them with my little routine or my plan, I need to just work with them as they come. I need to explore those new options and see, you know, maybe what I didn't think about before, or I need to take the new info that's coming in and take that into account, to do my research, to gather in more information. The IJs hate doing that. They don't want to take in new information, but doing that is very important for their success. I mean, just talking about taking in information, these types could be like the kind of people who plan out all this business they're going to make, and they didn't like do any research to see if anyone else has made a business like that, and to see, was it successful or not? Those simple things that trip up the IJs because they're not looking out there and trying to gather in more information. Thanks so much for watching. Check out another video right here, or watch the whole playlist right here. Hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed the video, and until next time, stay cool and attractive.